Hello everyone and welcome back to the Game Boy Guy, where today we're doing something a bit different in that we are doing an unboxing video. Now, these won't be a normal thing, but I just kind of want to show off at the beginning of the channel, kind of the variety of stuff we're going to be doing. And so I figure we'll start off our first unboxing video ever with my only boxed copy of a Game Boy game, which is Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. And we're going to be taking a look at what the heck's inside of this thing. But before we even get into that, let's see what the actual box. Of course, we have our art on the front and on the sides. And then on the back, you have your sticker here that says, well, not sticker, but a little thing here that says, only for the Game Boy Color, link compatible infrared, which is pretty interesting. That little sensor right there on the Game Boy Color. And it's Game Boy printer compatible, which I do not have one of those, but maybe one day, and maybe I'll show it off on the channel here. But, yeah, so the brothers are back and better than ever. And it just kind of goes on to describe everything. Nothing on the bottom. And, of course, it lets you, got your system information on the side. Without further ado, let's crack this thing open. So, before we actually get to the game, which is in here, let's take a look at our manuals that it comes with. So, the first thing, obviously, is the game instruction manual. It's a little thick instruction booklet. And it just kind of tells you all about them. And man, like, I grew up in an era without very many, game manuals, and it's awesome to see these. They're in color and they're really nice. They explain everything. You get like little bits of artwork. Like look at that. That's really neat. And I wish more game companies would do this sort of stuff, because this is just really cool. And it seems like now it has just kind of become a thing with indie games to do this, and no modern developers really do this anymore, which is really sad. But it's good while they lasted. I think around the Wii is when those things started cutting out. So, and I mean, occasionally you'll get like a slip of paper or something. Most of the times, those little prongs inside a case are just used for ads or nothing at all. But these were the days when you actually get stuff in them. So I love looking through these little things. I have a few instruction manuals, and I love looking through them. Next, we have a weird little advertisement. Hungry, great gaming information. So it's a little Nintendo Power advertisement. Feed me. Again, really weird marketing strategy with the whole can of soup thing. But very 90s, and I am corrected in that it is the 90s, because you can see the little thing on the back of the box that says 90s. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Lets you know about, look at all the cool stuff you can get with Nintendo Power, and you can subscribe instantly and call this. You should also subscribe instantly to the Game Boy Guy. So I'm sorry, that was a cheap little joke. And then we next up have the traditional Game Boy manual thing. Let's look at all the safety information. So we're not going to go over that because that's boring. And a fun fact is that my copy actually came with another copy of both of these. So we have 2 Game Boy consumer information booklets and 2 Nintendo Power ads. So I'm not sure what that was all about. I bought it secondhand from a retro game store, so I'm not really sure what happened. But yeah. So put those back in there later. And then, of course, the actual game. Now, I did lose the little plastic sleeve that it came in. But as you can see right here is the actual game itself, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which is a pretty nifty little game. It is a port of the original Mario Brothers to the Game Boy Color. As you can see, if we just pop it in there and flick, I'm thinking of the original Game Boy, flick the power switch there, and you got yourself a working copy of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. So, yeah, I thought that would be a little bit interesting, give you guys a little bit of different content. So thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the Game Boy Guy for more tips, tricks, and repairs, and a few unboxings here and there. And I will see you all in the next video, so goodbye.